Otherwise, for this morning's class, we're going to start off in standing. So, starting off on your mat, we're going to take a big deep breath in as we lift our arms up overhead. Just grasping the wrists at the top, we're going to take an exhale as we side flex down to one side. And then inhale as we come up back through centre. Switch the grip on your wrist and then exhaling down to the opposite side. Inhale back up through centre. And then exhaling one more time each side. Just making sure we're still in that neutral pelvic position, so if necessary, taking a small tuck under of the tailbone. One more side flexion. Feeling that stretch down the side body. And then coming back up to the top, letting the arms come back down to the side of the body. We're going to take a nice big shoulder shrug, feeling the shoulders round forward. Squeeze back, feel the shoulder blades pinch, and then draw the shoulders down the back. So rolling the shoulders in a full circle, starting to warm up this joint. One more this way, before we're going to reverse back the other direction. Last one here. And now we're bringing our arms out wide, just drawing big circles with the full lengthened arm. Again, we're thinking about squeezing the shoulder blades down the back, shoulders rise up and then shoulders drop down. Back the other way, reversing that circle there now. Feeling the shoulder blades spread apart this time as they come round forward. One more here. And then we're going into our standing roll down. So just taking a moment, taking your chin to your chest first of all, allowing those shoulders to round forward, and aiming to move each vertebrae or each section of your back one at a time. As we roll down through the spine, once we get to the bottom of the spinal movement, we can then hinge over our hips, bending into those knees as much as we need until we come into our full forward fold. And just taking a little moment here, giving your body a wee jiggle from side to side, a little nod of the chin, tucking the chin up towards the chest, and then nodding the head back, looking towards your toes. Again, good chance just to check in with the breath, making sure we're not holding that breath, it's just flowing in and out through the base of the lungs nice and consistently. Leaving your left fingertips on the ground, we're going to reach up high with that right hand, rotating through your trunk, eye gaze following that hand. Lowering the right hand down, we're switching over, exhaling as we lift the left hand up high. Again, rotating through the trunk, inhale down. One more time each side, exhale, lift. Inhale down. Last one here, exhale, lift. And then inhale, bringing the hands back down to the ground. We're walking the hands forward, lowering the knees, coming into our 4-point kneeling setup first. So we're looking to find that position where our knees and hips are directly in line and our wrists and shoulders are also stacked underneath each other. Thinking and focusing in on your pelvic position or that lower back position, just going to take a small tilt forward and back of the pelvis. Just find that neutral spine position. We're then going to think about lifting up through the pelvic floor muscles and drawing the tummy button gently up towards the spine, engaging those lower abdominals. Then from here we're focusing in around the shoulders. So we're wanting to work on squeezing the shoulder blades together as we allow our chest to drop down towards the mat, and then pressing the mat away, feeling those shoulder blades at the back space apart or spread apart on your back. Now we're moving up and down in this way. We're aiming not to have a lot of movement through the back itself. So the back is staying neutral, but our shoulder blades are squeezing together and then spreading apart. One trick is to also check that your elbows aren't bending. So the elbows should be staying straight throughout this motion as well. Can be a little bit of an unusual movement to get the hang of initially, but once you've got the hang of it, you'll then feel like you can press away and then squeeze them at the back, lowering your chest down. 2 more of these. And then again, like we do with our neutral spine down at the pelvis, we're going to find that middle section. So the section where we're not pushing fully away, nor are we dropping down. We're in that halfway zone in the middle. So once we've found that, we'll just check we're still in neutral in terms of our lower back and pelvis. This is where we can have optional use of the cans at this stage. So have those in front of you to use as you wish. And then once we've got that set up, we're looking to hang on to the can. We're exhaling as we lift it up. Inhaling as we take it wide to the diagonal. Exhale back towards the centre, and then inhale to place it back down. Switching hands, exhale, lift the can up high. Inhale, take it wide to the diagonal, 45 degree. Exhale back towards the middle, and then inhale as you place the can back down. Switching sides, exhale, lift. Inhale wide. Exhale back. Inhale down. Continuing here, focus is obviously to keep pressing into the standing hand or the loaded hand as you keep those muscles around the shoulder blade nice and active. And you're still obviously keeping a nice solid foundation around the lower back and pelvis. Exhale, lift. Inhale wide. Exhale back. And then inhale as you lower back down. Got 1 more of these each side there now. Just doing a quick scan of those areas, checking you're still in a nice neutral position. Last one. And then placing that can back down. Now coming back to, let's go with the right can. Again, it is optional, so you can leave it out altogether if you don't have it. We're looking at extending the right can away as we extend the left leg away simultaneously. We're then going to draw them in on the inhale and continue on that same side. Exhale to extend again. Inhale in, exhale away. Continue to push in strongly to that standing or that loaded hand. Still nice and strong around the lower back and pelvis. Breathing nice and consistent. 1 more here. And then placing that hand down. Reset up if necessary. Hold on to the can with the other side. Same thing. Exhale as you take arm and leg away. Inhale in. Check that your pelvis is staying neutral. We're not rotating through the hips. Both hip bones should be facing straight down. You've still got nice length up through your neck. Eye gaze looking towards the top edge of your mat. Inhale in, exhale away. Continuing to draw onto those lower abdominals so you've got nice strong connection and stability across that lower pelvic area. 1 more here. And then placing the can down. Sitting our weight back, we're coming into our child's pose stretch. Just have a little moment of break. Forehead comes down to the mat. And we're just honing into nice three nice deep belly breaths. In and out through your nose. Once you've finished that 3rd breath, gently pushing your way back up to our 4-point kneeling position.
Now just move those hands out of the way for the time being. Same thing like we did before. Quick check that we're in neutral, quick check that we're in neutral around the shoulder blades as well. Tuck the toes under at this point. Inhale to prepare. And then exhale as you lift the knees, hovering off the mat a couple of centimetres. Inhale, hold, and then exhale to place the knees back down. And again, inhale, prepare. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. Exhale, down. Continuing here. Exhale up, drawing the belly button up towards your spine. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. Exhale, lower. Keep going. We've got 3 more. Checking that we're staying nice and neutral through the spine. Neck's nice and long, and we're still pressing, just like we did at the beginning, activating around the shoulder blades. 1 more. Nice job. Now, that is an option to continue practicing there if that feels like a good level for you. Otherwise, we're walking our hands about 2 hand widths forward on the mat. They're still in line with the shoulders. Some of you will be probably familiar with this one now, so we're wanting to make sure as we've taken those hands forward, our body hasn't come forward with us. So we're still stacking our knees and hips back over top of each other. Now in this position here, again we inhale, prepare. Exhale as you float and lift the knees a couple of centimetres off the mat. Inhale, pause. And then exhale as you push forward into your plank. Inhale, straight back. And then exhale the knees back down. Again, inhale, prepare. Exhale, hover and lift. Now this is the part everyone moves. So inhale and hold before we then exhale and move forward. Inhale, straight back. And then exhale, lower. 3 more of these in your own time. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. Exhale, forward. Inhale, back. Exhale, down. Keep going. Remembering you could be, if needed, just lifting and lowering the knees. Exhale, lifting. Inhale, lowering. Wherever you are, we've got one last one to go. And then coming back down, lowering the legs. Now, one last little set before we get another mini break. We're coming into press-ups or push-ups. So we want to obviously bring the weight forward so that where previously we've had our weight back over our hips, we're now wanting to bring our weight forward towards our chest and shoulders. Now options are to stay with the knees lowered as we've got them, or obviously to come up onto our toes. What you will also need to do is possibly take the hands a fraction wider. So maybe even just slightly wider than the width of your mat. Starting off on the knees, we're thinking about exhaling to lower and then inhaling to push back up. Exhaling to lower, inhaling straight back up. Think about lowering the chest down towards the mat and press away as you inhale. So if that's feeling good, stay as you are on your knees. Otherwise, challenge yourself for the last couple, lifting up onto your toes. And we've got 3 to go. Exhale down, inhale up. Last one. Good job. Rocking those knees. Staying with the hands forward, we're now pushing our weight back towards our hips and sinking our chest down towards the mat, stretching the arms out overhead. And again, thinking about 3 deep belly breaths here just to slow your breathing down. One more breath. before again we gently push our way out of that stretch, coming down onto our tummy. Right, so from here, again have those cans handy actually. We're bringing our arms to the side of our body so that they're down facing towards our toes. Just a little bit of setup information for our tummy. Obviously we're trying to keep our neck neutral. So if possible, keeping the forehead down in contact with the mat. The other thing to think about is your lower back. So we're wanting to obviously still be in that neutral pelvic position. In doing that, you might need to just tuck the tailbone under a fraction. In doing so, also thinking about engaging through those lower abdominals. Otherwise, you've got, once we're set up there, we've got our hands either with or without the weights, without the cans. We're looking to again inhale to prepare, and as we do, just think about pulling the shoulders away from the mat. Now your hands haven't lifted off yet, but the shoulders aren't rounding forward. They're pulled back in line with your ears. On the next exhale, you're going to look to lift both cans straight up behind you, and then inhale them down. Exhale them up, inhale them down. Thinking about squeezing the shoulder blades together as you lift the arms up. Head stays down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Continue to move at the normal rate of your breathing, so it may be slightly different to how I cue it. If that's the case, that's okay. You move at your rate. Inhale down, exhale up. We've got two more here. Palms should be facing straight up towards the ceiling. Last one. And then letting the arms relax back down by the sides. Turn your head just to one side, stretching out the neck, allowing the shoulders to feel heavy. And then just turning your head, stretching the neck out the other way. And just a nice deep belly breath here. And our little recovery states in between sets. And then we're coming up to a position whereby your hands are at very level with just above your head. That means the elbows are bent to 90 degrees, elbows out from the shoulder. Again, optional use of the cans at this stage. So the same thing applies to what I talked about with the last setup. You're still wanting the neck long, so forehead, if you can, still places on the mat. You can put a little towel under your forehead too, just to provide a bit of space for your nose. And the same with that lower back, just making sure we haven't let that arch or feel like you're dumping weight into your lower back. So just lightly active through the lower abdominals to protect your lower back. Once we're here, we're thinking about inhaling to prepare, exhaling to pick both hands, that's in hands and the elbows up off the mat. Inhale, hold, and then exhale as you extend your right arm forward overhead. Inhale, pull it back to that 90-degree angle. Staying elevated, we're exhaling to push the left arm forward. Inhaling, pulling it back to level. Exhale, extend the elbow, push the can forward. Inhale, pull it back. Exhale, we're alternating left and right arms here. Arms are hovering in between, or if needed, lowering them down. Taking a moment, resetting, and continuing. Staying long through the neck. I've just picked my head up just so you can hear my cues, but otherwise resting your forehead on the mat. Exhale long, inhale back. We've got one more each side here. Trying to make sure the elbows haven't started to sag. Last one. Good job, and then letting the hands and the elbows relax back down. Now from here, we're taking the hands straight out overhead. Cans are still there if you want them. This time turning the cans so that facing vertically, or the thumbs are facing up towards the ceiling. Again, important to think about your lower back with this one, because we're going to introduce a simultaneous leg lift as we take up one arm.
So exhale as you lift, let's say left arm and right leg. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Thinking about light activation across those lower abdominals. Shouldn't be feeling this into your lower back. Also wanting to really actively squeeze the glutes as that leg is lifting up behind you. Neck staying long, eye gaze facing straight down to the mat. Exhale, lift. Inhale, down. Keep going, we've got a couple more here. One more each side. Exhale, lifting. Inhale, lower. Nice work. Coming all the way down. Pushing your way up. Halfway. Feeding your right hand between the gap between your left hand and your shoulder. And just resting down on that shoulder. Taking the head down onto the mat too. Just stretching out the back of that right shoulder. Again, 3 deep belly breaths here. And then switching that over, feeding the left hand in. One more breath. Good job. Coming back up. Pressing your way out. We're coming over onto our side at this stage. So this next wee exercise is going to strengthen into your rotator cuff muscles. So you're going to have your, again like we do with our normal side lying setup, our upper body and lower body in line. Again, making sure we're in neutral around the pelvis. Either laying the head down on your arm or just propping yourself up if necessary. Again, optional can. We've got our elbow rested on our hip. Weight starts facing up towards the ceiling, and then we're just allowing that weight to lower straight down towards the mat and then pull it straight up. So looking at rotating just the arm here. We're trying not to let the shoulder blade move. So if your shoulder is moving quite drastically forward and back, try and hold that shoulder blade nice and steady, almost like thinking about setting the shoulder blades behind you as you allow just the top of your arm to rotate. Got 5 more with this side. Trying to keep that wrist neutral so the wrist isn't doing the work here. Great. Still breathing. Exhale, lift. Inhale, down. Last one. Perfect. We're switching over. We're going to go straight to that other side. Setting yourself up in that same way. Elbows just settling into the position on the side of your hip. Check the rest of your body is in good setup, making sure we're in neutral even right down to that pelvic area. Elbows at 90 degrees, and then we're looking to exhale, lifting the arm up. Inhale as we allow that can to slowly lower down. Now the down movement is just as important as the up movement. We're controlling it down and then we're squeezing it up. So we should be feeling this work into your shoulder. Almost think about sort of almost the top back edge of the shoulder blade areas where you should feel this start to get tired as the muscles fatigue. Especially if you have got a little bit of extra weight like a can or a light hand weight. Exhale up, inhale down. You may have one side, obviously a dominant side, which may be a bit stronger. Watching that the wrist isn't doing all the flexing, that's staying neutral. Really squeeze the muscles as you come up to that top inner range. 3 more left on this side. This is a really important stabilizer for our shoulder joint.
Last one here. Good job. And letting that come down. Now for our last set, we're coming over onto our back. We will need both cans again, so have them handy if you want them. We're lowering ourselves down onto our back, taking a minute just to find our setup. A little tilt again of the pelvis to find neutral, where we have that nice light pressure between the lower back and the mat. Drawing our deep abdominals on like we've been doing, practicing over the last few weeks. And then with both hands, we're reaching them straight up towards the ceiling with those cans if you've got them. Now from here, keeping your feet down to start, we're thinking about exhaling as we take both hands overhead. And then inhale as you circle the arms around and finish off back up in that start position. So exhale down. Inhale, scoop the arms round and up. Exhale, slow control down. Inhale, circle them round and up. Now check in with your rib cage, as especially those arms extend overhead, make sure it doesn't flare out with you, that the lower ribs stay also down and in contact with the mat at all times. Exhale away, inhale, circling the arms all the way back overhead. We've got one more here before we finish off, keeping both those hands elevated towards the ceiling. Just making sure we haven't got them pressed up towards the ceiling. Think about drawing them down in the socket or pulling the shoulders down in the socket as you are here. We're bringing our legs up to tabletop one leg at a time. So exhale to lift the first, inhale, pause, and then exhale, floating the second leg up. Remembering we're wanting to think about drawing those deep abdominals down as we're in this tabletop position. Again, just like we did before, exhale those arms away. Inhale, circle them back up to the top. Continuing with that arm motion. Really focusing on a few more things here. We've got a little bit more work to do to stabilize down around the core. Making sure that that isn't starting to dome. That means pushing out of those outer abdominal muscles. They should be staying drawing down at all times. We're still breathing in as we're circling. And exhaling as we're lowering the arms. We've got one more here. And stay up in tabletop if you can. Otherwise take a little moment. Let the muscles relax, reset. And then return back up to tabletop if you can. For our last exercise here this morning, guys, we're tapping the foot away. Taking the opposite arm away at the same time. So you've got a tap of the foot and extension of one arm. Again, thinking about exhaling as the legs and arms go away. Inhale to pull them back up to centre. Staying engaged around those lower abdominals. Keep drawing the shoulders down into the sockets, setting those shoulder blades at the back. Exhale away, inhale up. Stay working here if that's feeling like a good level of challenge. Otherwise, for the last couple, extend the leg. So instead of tapping it, you're pushing it along. Last little challenge before we finish up. Continuing to breathe. Exhale away. Inhale up. We've got one more each side. Either tap or extend the legs as the arms are coming overhead. Nice work. Pop the cans to either side and just give your knees a bit of a hug. Tap yourself on the back. Well done for showing up this morning. You are all done. So it's probably feeling a little bit of warmth around the shoulders, especially into the muscles around the shoulder blades. You've done well.